According to the 2020 World Air Quality Report, Cape Town is ranked as one of the three least polluted, cities in Africa. But as air pollution increases, the Western Cape Government's Department of Environmental Affairs has invested millions in air quality control. The provincial government recently adopted a new air quality management plan. To explain what it is and how it works, let's speak to Dr. Joy Leader. She is the Director for Air Quality Management in the Western Cape. Dr. Leader, thank you so much for your time. I want to start off by putting into context the importance of air quality management, because it's no longer, or it's not just the domain of those who care about climate change or the environment. It's got serious health implications, not just here, globally.
Good morning, Tapfuma. Okay. Good morning, listeners. Okay, yes, we're really very proud in the Western Cape to have launched our third generation air quality management plan. And the air quality management plan really sets the tone for how we manage air quality in the province. And so it's really about clean air for all in the Western Cape. And so, so we've got a lot of air quality monitoring stations in the province, as you've mentioned. We have 12 air quality monitoring stations in the province, and we've really invested in our air quality monitoring network. And as you've indicated, we've basically over the past 2 years invested 10 million rand to really modernize the air quality monitoring stations that we have in the province.
So how is this third iteration of the plan different, and how exactly does it work? What's the objective?
Okay, so in terms of the objectives, it really is about we've got 4 goals in the plan, and so the first goal really is about institutionalizing air quality management in government, in our government institutions, and so essentially that first goal is about air quality management in the province, and then our second goal is about raising awareness of air quality management in the province, and then the third goal is really about our compliance and enforcement, and then the fourth goal really is about climate change response. How do we respond to climate change? And so each of those goals are systematically implemented across the province, and we partner with our municipalities also. And just in terms of the first goal, when we talk about institutionalizing air quality management in our government departments, we talk about the designation of air quality officers in the province. So for example, we have 30 municipalities in the province, and to date we have 29 air quality officers designated, with only one currently outstanding because of a retirement. So now we're working very closely with that municipality to make sure that they designate their air quality officer. And then also the 31st one, or the first one in the province, is then myself, who is then also designated as the provincial air quality officer. And then aside from that, we also have air quality management plans like ours. The municipalities must also have air quality management plans. And currently in the province, we have 30 air quality management plans that have been adopted. And just also, what is different, you ask, this time around? We've made that link with climate change very, very strong, and we're really looking at implementing projects on climate change. We've already, over the past 6 years, worked on specific projects on climate change. And then, very importantly, we did a review of our previous AQMPs, what we call it in short, and the plan was gender neutral. And so this time around, we really looking at gender mainstreaming and human rights, basically bringing that in our plan, because at the end of the day, we find that our vulnerable people is really our women, and we need to target our women also in terms of air quality management.
And that's the final thing I want to touch on, Dr. Lena, is when people hear you're spending 10 million rand for air quality management, some people might think, well, you could use this for building houses. I want you to really explain why air quality management is important. It might seem simple and obvious to you, but for the guy on the street or the woman on the street, why is it important for them and their health?
Yeah, so in terms of if you have poor air quality, you would not be able to breathe. And in fact, It's not like when you have emissions going into the environment, into the air. We are very lucky in the Cape, in that we're not lucky because we are managing the air quality in the Cape. We actually have very good air quality. So we've been using through our network as well as that of the city of Cape Town's network. We've really been monitoring what is happening to our air. And Tapfuma, we can actually say here in the province that we have good air quality. Our air quality is generally below the national ambient air quality standards, and so we manage the industries in our province to really not emit. And if there is, in terms of air pollution, if we were to suspect that industries are polluting, we would actually go out to those industries and do our compliance and enforcement. And so we partner really with the municipalities to make sure that our emissions, the emissions that come from our facilities that are regulated. We have Section 21 facilities that are regulated in terms of the Air Quality Act. So we basically monitor them for compliance to the conditions of the atmospheric emission license. And at the end of the day, if air pollution was really bad, you would have respiratory health problems, as you have indicated. You would have chest pains. People would experience chest pains. You would have asthma. All those health problems that is associated with poor air quality. And so I think here in the province, we are really proud to say that our air quality is very good. And we monitor, as I've mentioned, in the city, for example, there's 14 monitoring stations looking at the air quality in the province.
Well, Dr. Lena, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Dr. Joy Lena is the Director for Air Quality Management in the Western Cape.